Hello everyone, it's Prodigy Trades. I am trading currently in the afternoon session on Monday, November 3rd. Here we had clear buy sides that we created at 9:54 during the 9:50 to 10:10 macro in the morning. We took those out here and we had very smooth relative equal lows here. Sell side liquidity here, and that's what I'm targeting. Okay, my entry was using this inversion fair value gap. I got my fill here. I did a market fill as it closed below here. As I entered the trade, it wicked above and gave me a fill here, so I got a bit lucky. I was going for a fill at the low here. But either way, I have a good entry here. And this is I placed my first take profit below these lows, right above these lows here, minor sell side. They happen to be exactly at the 50% of my range from my entry to my take profit. So I'm using that. I plan on doing my last take profit here above the new week opening gap that we created. And with two contracts, I put my stop loss initially above at the high of this candle, which creates this sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And then once we closed below this fair value gap here, right here, that's when I moved it to the consequent encroachment of this premium wick of this candle. And I'm going to move it to break even now as we approach this sell side, minor sell side here. Right above consequent encroachment of the gap. Alright, now just letting it play out. We have this little gap here. We wick into it. We don't even reach the midpoint, and we close well below the gap. We have this suspension block on the daily chart here as well. I don't want to draw it all out, but I'm trying to keep my charts as clean as possible. But I'll do an annotation here of make this dotted. So this is the consequent encroachment right here of the daily suspension block that we just saw. Trail this above. here. I believe the 97.50 level is the the 26,096 level is the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap portion of that suspension block on the daily. That's why we're seeing some resistance here. But we're respecting this imbalance right here. Sorry, this inefficiency. Where the bodies are staying below the low. I want to see us close below this 96.25 level here. Once again, this is the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap, excluding the volume imbalances that create the suspension block. Okay. I want to see a close below here. I want to see us wick past this level here and close below. This candle came within 2 ticks of my limit take profit one here. I think I could have placed it at the body, at the low of the body, just a tick above the low. TP2 here is a little bit ambitious, but it's okay. I want to be trailing my stop loss, so we'll be able to secure as much profit as possible. Certainly want this candle to close in the lower quadrant or below the high of this candle here. But if it's in the lower quadrant, that'd be ideal. Price action isn't as smooth as I'd like it to be, but we have a good fill. This morning I was away from my charts, but we had a very nice setup here. We had this buy side getting taken out here. And we had our first presented fair value gap right there that formed. And price taps it and just rallies lower here. Okay. Staying in the lower half. Closing in the lower half once again. This is giving us a lot of resistance right here. But as I was saying, with multiple opportunities to enter here, this first presented fair value gap would have been a perfect entry. Tap into this smaller fair value gap with this volume imbalance with this candle. Use that as an inversion. We have this inversion right here. If we got an entry here. I want to see displacement below this. Okay, seeing some strong displacement again. All right, we've hit our first take profit. I want to trail this stop to here. Consequent encroachment of the daily suspension block. I'd like to see strong displacement past here and close below. Perhaps use that as support. Okay, close above. I think it's fair to expect some resistance here. Gonna trail stop to this candle's high. There's a small gap here, so okay, we hit the consequent encroachment. I want to see it close below. And we stop out there. Okay. That's a good trade overall. We practiced good risk management, trailing stop, and we had a good entry. And I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you guys for watching.